I'm going to give you a quick introduction on the new CNS app, which is called the SLT app, which stands for Serial Lot Tracking. And it is used for inventory adjustments, which have become really the nightmare of operations management professionals because of the difficulties that are involved, especially those companies that are using serial and lot tracking in their item controls. So for any company that is using MISys, many times you make transactions and you fail to assign serial lot numbers to these transactions. And when you do that, they end up in a place what I call the never never land, which is stock control, serial lot tracking, assign serial lot numbers. This is a very small example because I had to actually manually and intentionally create these non-assigned transactions. These are the items, and if you click on each items, you will see that there are multiple transactions that are lacking assignments of serial and lot to the transaction quantities. These create additional issues on top of the difficulties that are involved in the year-end counts or any other physical count that you do. Because what this causes is whenever you go to an item master file and you see that item has two digital quantities that are attached to it. One is the digital stock quantity. There you can see in the item master stock tab under the stock field is 800. However, when you actually look into the lot details of that item, in this case, there were 4 lots that were used in this item, and there is only a quantity of 500 in there, as opposed to the 800 here, which tells me that a net transaction of 300 has been done in an increase of 300 for this item, and there has been no lot numbers assigned to that. So our SLT app will take care of issues on more than one front. The first step will be to make sure that the digital stock quantity and the digital SLT quantities are aligned with each other. It does that by taking the stock quantity and equating that to the SLT quantity so that all the quantities in the system actually have a matching lot or a serial number, and the stock and the SLT quantities match. Once it does that, it will ask you for an upload of an Excel file where you are supposed to have the physical count of your items, which are the item number, the location ID, the lot number, and the corresponding quantity. These 4 columns are what are required for all of your inventory physically. Once this is uploaded, then the system will take the digital quantity that is in the system that has just been balanced within itself, and then it is going to equate that to the physical quantity that is entered into the system as part of the Excel file, which was your year-end or any other physical count that you have done. In this case, physical quantity is taken as the anchor or the reference point because in all cases, as always, physical is what is real. So let's see how this is going to be done. As you can see again here in our Never Never Land, we have multiple items with multiple transactions in each item that have non-matching transactions. This is causing the digital stock quantity and the digital SLT totals not matching. So when we head over to our app, obviously the first screen is to log in. We'll log in as the CNS user, which is an admin user. It is important to identify a security group for the user that can use this app, and the app will only allow those users in. We click NNL Fix, which is for Never Never Land Fix, and it will give us the changes it needs to make. The beginning inventory will be 119, ending inventory will be 108, and the change in valuation will be a negative 10. It wants to drop negative $10,000 worth of inventory. There is an absolute change of inventory of $58,000, and the reason there is a difference between the change and absolute change is some of these transactions are offsetting each other. Some of them are dispensing, some of them are returning, and the offset is caused, and the net result is negative 10, but the actual total change in absolute terms was 58. If you use the print button on top, that'll just print these 4 fields. However, the one in the bottom is a more detailed layout of everything that it is doing. Let's cancel the print window and look at the actual print. It is telling you each item, location, the stock that was there, and the SLT quantity. So finished good 1001 is what we looked into. We saw that the stock was showing as 800. However, the total in the lots was adding to 500. Because it is taking the SLT quantity as the anchor, as the reference, it is making a 300 quantity drop in this stock for a net change of negative $3,420 worth of inventory adjustment. And it goes through the whole list and does these same adjustments. Now, do not be alarmed with large numbers that might appear here, because once we enter our physical inventory count sheet into the system, most of these will be walked back. So here we simply hit adjust inventory, and we will see that after the app takes its processing time, these numbers all will be zeroed out. As you can see, it doesn't really take all that long either. Now, if we go over to MISys and refresh our screen, the Never Never Land no longer has any items because the digital quantities have been balanced. Next step is to go and take care of digital and physical balancing. You get a message here telling that your stock quantity and your SLT quantities have been matched. On the next step, it's asking you to download an inventory physical count sheet. This is important because the column header names here are needing to be exact for the system to work. So you can download this and then use that sheet to enter your physical inventory count numbers. Obviously, I don't have to download it, I have it. And the next step is to upload the filled in sheet. So I will upload a previously prepared one. If you have any duplicate entries, the system will warn you of that, and then you can choose whether to reject the duplicate entries or to add them together. If you choose to reject them, the system will spit out another Excel sheet with all of the duplicated quantities highlighted in different colors based on their item, and you can delete the duplicated lines or whatever editing you want to do, and then you'll have to go and upload that sheet once again here. We have to select a job number, and this job number will have an attached account set if we want, because the app really transacts with dispense and recover and writes the GL, the accounting transactions, into the inventory asset and recover and dispense account. If we want this to write to a physical inventory variance account, our account set that is attached to the job number that is selected here needs to have that. And we can talk and explain you in more detail what that should look like. When we click next here, what the system is doing is taking the data uploaded and comparing it to the digital quantities that are currently in MISys and coming up with any discrepancies. If you remember, as I told you in the beginning, the physical quantities, which are what is entered as part of the Excel file, will be the reference point, because the physical is what is real, and we want our digital quantities to reflect what is real on our shop floor, on our warehouses. So it might take a few minutes here adjusting this and creating the report. Once again, similar to the NNL Fix that it has done, it is going to display a similar screen. Here we are. And if you use the print option here, it will just print this same. As you can see in the NNL Fix, we had a negative $10,000 inventory adjustment. Now, most of that, actually more of that, has been walked back. We have a plus 16. So really, at the end of our physical count, the net change we are ending up making is a $6,000 increase in inventory. And we can print this. It will give us a similar print screen. We can get rid of the print screen and throw this. And here, what it is saying is that the physical quantity on FG 1001 is 300 in this lot, and SLT quantity is 0. This is the 300 difference that we had originally looked at. The stock quantity was 800, but SLT was 500, because there was probably a manufacturing of goods of 300 of this finished good, but when it was manufactured and the manufacturing order or the work order was completed, an assignment was not made. However, when we made the inventory count, we found this sitting on the floor on the warehouse, and there was a lot number attached to that. So we entered that into our Excel sheet. Now at this step, the app is walking this back and saying, hey, you need to add 300 to your inventory, but now it's actually giving it a lot number. So when we make this adjustment, finished good 1001 will go back to the original stock quantity of 800, but now there will be no discrepancy between the SLT and the stock quantities. And so it has a long list of all the items that have shown discrepancy. So we adjust inventory here, and once it adjusts the inventory, we will go back to MISys and check to see that the finished good 1001 has actually been brought to the 800 level, and the actual serial lot tracking totals are adding up to 800 as well. That the app completed processing and the numbers have been set to 0. Now if we go back to our MISys and pick our finished good 1001, let's see where our stock levels are right now. Again, going to the master file stock tab, our stock is at 800 as it was originally. Now when we dig into the SLT details, we will see that the serial lot number quantities are also adding to a total of 800. So now our physical and digital inventory has been matched. Actually, if we go back to the app and click next, we will get that confirmation message that stock quantities for SLT items have been adjusted, and now our inventory is 100% accurate. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at Central Nervous Systems, and we will be happy to help you configure the app and help you on your physical inventory, whether it's year-end or your cycle counts. It should be something that helps your process rather than hampering it. Thank you.